Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to the final day of the Winter Season Showdowns, a best-of-5 Heart of the Swarm matchup between Huck and Sasquatch to decide who gets that spot at the Winter Championship event next week. Before we jump into the game that could decide it all, game number 3, Full Sail University is our official education partner here at MLG, so if you're looking to get into game design, graphic design, computer animation, audio engineering, so on and so forth, check out fullsail.edu/MLG and see if Full Sail is the proper fit for you. That being said, shall we?
Let's do it.
This
Huck,
might be the last game.
It very well might. I mean, and the first two games were, I have to admit, fairly one-sided.
Yes.
Huck just looked absolutely convincing.
Taking no prisoners.
Yeah. There were 0 Zerg prisoners taken. Every single Zerg was slain. It's basically like what Enderwigan did to the bugs in Ender's game.
Ah, Ender's game reference.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
There was one prisoner. That's a secret, though.
That's true. Here we are in the potential final game of the Winter Season Showdowns. Your Zerg player in the top right-hand location, wearing the color red. From Team Complexity, he is currently down 2-0. He must win 3 games in a row to get a spot at the Winter Championship event next week. He is Sasquatch. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand location, showing commanding form thus far in this best-of-5 series. He's been practicing plenty of Heart of the Swarm. From Team Evil Geniuses, he is your blue Protoss player, Huck.
And Huck's probes are just the most annoying probes you can ever have.
Well, that's from your perspective. What about from Huck's perspective?
Well, then they're the most...
Or a Huck fan perspective. Or
Yeah.
Protoss perspective.
The most God-fearing, hard-working, courageous probes.
I like it.
These guys just know how to get work done.
Yep. Yes, the incredible...
I hope he pays him overtime, man. Time and a half at least. And hazard pay, too.
He gets to hold on money for significantly longer than his other probe friends.
That is true. But, I mean, yeah, maybe that's hazard pay, right? Holding on to the crystals. Do you think he gets to take those crystals home? Or
No,
maybe
he has to deploy them back in the Nexus.
Oh, okay.
I think that's fairly obvious, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd ask such a question.
You never know.
All right, so the question is, can Sasquatch mount a comeback here? I think he's definitely capable.
He is.
But Huck is showing tremendous form.
I like this gas. I hope he does something tricky. And like last game, I thought I was doing something tricky, but
you know what? You know what I think about last game? I think he was trying to take advantage of the fact that there was that backdoor entrance.
Yeah, but Huck's built a gateway.
I know, but I think he was trying to.
It wasn't.
He was hoping that he wouldn't.
Yeah, that was the plan.
I think that was the plan for him.
It wasn't a super well thought out plan, but so he's gonna get this gas early. I hope he does something more than just rush overward speed, because I think getting overward speed early isn't always a bad idea. But if you're cutting a lot of economy to do so, then it's a bad idea, because you want to get overward speed when you're investing a ton into economy, because then you can basically invest almost all your stuff into economy, and then overward speed will tell you exactly what your opponent's doing, so you don't have to make blind defenses. You can make educated defenses, which of course will allow you to make cheaper defenses.
Right.
So that's all it did. If you're cutting massive economy, all it will tell you is that you're behind because they have a lot of probes.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm hoping this game he's taking the third, maybe max out probes like a maniac, and this game I'd be okay if you got overload speed. But not, you know, the 2 base stuff, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to 2 base, just get that there.
So he's going to start off with speed. And this is a very common opening, I think, for Zerg players in Heart of the Storm. You know,
we saw him do this in game 1.
Yes, getting those early speedlings out, or just the speed availability out, just to be able to take care of early pushes from your Protoss opponent. Of course, this requires less slings to show off those attacks. You can potentially take your opponent off guard, and at the very least, you get some map control in the early part of the game, because speedlings in the early part of the game are very, very good against most Protoss things.
They definitely are. Those first couple stalkers can easily go down if they're lingering too long on the harassing side of things. Sasquatch is you know, he's just progressing normally. It's just like the Daybreak game, you know, we're turning drones on to mining gas. Stalker's going to try to be annoying, but it won't get too much done here. Now 10 Zergings are on the way. Once those Zergings get out, he's going to be looking, oh, look at what Huck's doing. He's using the Mothership Core to get vision to get that overkill. I don't know if he'll get it. It should be able to escape.
I think it might be a sweet spot. You know, this could backfire. If the Stalker wraps around the back here, but the speed kicks in, and Sasquatch has like 10 lings on the
field. But
field.
the Overward's walking south for some reason instead of north.
Yeah, he's going to die.
It really should have headed north to keep the other Stalker occupied. But he still might cut it off. speed's just a few seconds. Speed is done now, and that Stalker is actually poking his head out. And
that Stalker should die.
Yeah, there's no way.
Unless the core recalls it. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't have energy. It could use some weird, no, even time warp, but you're not going to save that. He could time warp to a different part of the game when the Stalkers have blink.
Yes.
But Huck's just doing his mass gateway thing. This is what he likes to do. Is it going to work against Sasquatch? You know what? Sasquatch has done something very interesting. He's been mining a ton of gas, and he has not been using it for anything. In fact, he has never... Okay,
Lair
this now taking Lair, but banking up a tremendous amount of gas first. In fact, his drone count hasn't passed up Hux until the 8-minute mark. Just now did he pass Huck up in workers. So he was really, instead of mining minerals to get drones, he was mining a ton of gas and not really deploying it. And now Huck's going to hit him with this attack that's, I think it's going to be mass gateway, and it's going to later turn into blink.
Yes, I think it's going to be
or
5 gate with the transition into...
That's a lot more than 5. Is it more than 5 gates? It's
or
6.
6?
Yeah, something
into like a +2 blink stalker timing. I think that's
the Overlord might scout this. It's going to be hard to... Overlord does see the Twilight Council, so he's aware of that, that possibility.
Oh, he needs to see the gateways, though.
He does. He does. And he also needs to see the mass cells that are heading towards his third base.
Yeah, a very close pylon able to be placed down here.
He's not making roaches because he thinks Hawk won't attack until he gets Twilight attack. And
he's a +1 too.
Yeah, this is not going to go well for Sasquatch. He's going to have to give him to third base, and he's putting a lot of spore callers, which is interesting because he saw a Twilight Council. So that's strange. I mean, even if Hawk was going DTs, he saw a Twilight Council just finishing. So I don't know the logic behind the spores. Maybe before he's got
there's a time warp onto the Queen's going to try to catch those. The Zealots might even try to charge right into the natural expansion.
But you know what? He's actually got a really good setup of his Queen's micro. They can hold a choke point. The Roaches can hold a choke point too, and the Zealots are going to have a hard time getting in to engage the Roaches.
All right, the Zealots trying to charge into the natural expansion. Some Zealots might go straight into the main base. Blink starting behind this, +2 weapons starting behind this. This is just the calm before the storm here for Huck, because he's going to follow it up with a gigantic +2 Blink Stalker attack, just trying to go after the economy of his opponent, taking down the third, forcing him to make units and not drones so that he can ensure his follow-up push will be successful.
Yeah, this is it's definitely just a distraction tactic, but it's distraction. It's coming with a bite. Zealots in the main haven't killed... Oh, now they're starting to get to work on some drones. The natural is going to be cleaned up, it looks like. Roaches, Sasquatch doing his best to micro on 2 fronts. Huck as well, though, going straight for the drone kill, ignoring the Roaches, exactly what you want to do. And he's racked up a ton of drone kills.
50 Harvesters to 39 is the advantage Huck has obtained. Third Nexus is going to be placed down even, so he might just try to play really safe. Set up in the third.
There's no reason to go for an attack. He knows his opponent has a bunch of speed roaches, so fighting on creep, maybe he'd lose his army, then die to a counter. All he has to do is just build up units, and then in about a minute or two, if he doesn't die, he'll be too far ahead for Sasquatch to really make a strong comeback. Look at that, warping in 5 sentries. Beautiful decision to warp in sentries here. A lot of people keep going Stalkers, but make sure you're going to be cost efficient. Use those force fields. There we go. Oh, well, actually...
A little bit of a miss there.
Yeah, didn't quite hit the force fields right, but the idea was, just make sure you can't die, get those sentries. The Mew will just keep making units. He's actually not even going probes anymore. I guess he figures he's already got enough. Well, it's kind of weird to have a third base and only a few probes. But
yeah, he cut probes, and that third was very late too. I think it was a reaction to
how much damage he dealt.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna play this safe. I'm gonna take a third. I don't have to go kill him right now. Let's calm down. Let's take a deep breath and tech up, and just make sure I win this, because I want that spot at the Winter Championships.
Yeah. Sasquatch waiting for that Roach Hydra composition, and this is something we see a lot of Zergs do against Protoss, since the added Vipers can be very effective, but I also am not sure if it's a great unit composition to make a comeback from. It's more of like a straight-on muscle composition. You got to be able to push Protoss army around, and Huck's going on the attack, but he's got recall. This is like a scouting expedition. He wants to confirm Sasquatch, you're still making roaches. You're not trying to do some muta switch, right?
He spotted the Hydras too. He got spit on by a few of those.
So this is Huck's way of making sure his opponent stays on the Roach Hydra composition. Persuading him to keep producing units.
Blink.
And it's a great move. Maybe he'll lose a Stalker or two, but he's picking off units as well. And as long as Sasquatch stays on Roach Hydra, Huck's just going to beat him because he's got better upgrades. He's got those sentries. I mean, look how many sentries he has. That's about, it's going to be a lot of force fields. I mean, when the battle actually happens, it's going to be something like 20 force fields at least. And with the roaches, and he's now adding immortals as well, the upgrade count, Roach Hydra is just going to be very hard pressed to deal with it. Sasquatch going for the Spire. So is he going to try to go mutas?
He's at 54 harvesters. And this is tricky because, you know, as these stalkers are basically pacing outside of Sasquatch's side of the map, you always have to be wary. He always has to be wary of some sort of push, which means he's always going to be scared, which means he's probably making units and not drones, which has essentially been happening here. But we do see that Spire about to finish up. He has about 700 gas, so he might try to make some mutas and go for similar tactics that he did in the last game.
And, you know, Huck has no defenses in his natural, no defenses in his main. His third is very well defended with cannons, but if Sasquatch can both hold a concave and defend his 3 bases, while maybe slipping to, oh yeah, he feels obligated to build more Hydrotus because of the pressure.
Huck is about to hallucinate a lot of stuff, I think.
Oh, is he going to?
He just hallucinated a Colossus and then killed him.
Interesting. Oh, the Void Ray.
Deja vu.
Yes, this is reminiscent of a certain Huck Idger game from
MLG.
Yeah, an MLG about a year and a half ago, I think. But the Spore Core, we'll see.
What if he's trying? Oh yeah, that's true.
I think he's just having fun. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I think he's just purely just trying to have fun here, because they don't even really tank that well either. So it's just, and obviously their hallucinations are not killing Overlord. But you know what? Huck's a guy who likes to have fun when he plays. That's the whole point of the game. Now engaging a great concave by Sasquatch.
Guardian Shield and Force Fields going down. The Hydra's trying to get up close and personal to maximize their DPS. There's more Force Fields from Huck, and Huck losing all of his sentries.
Yeah. Huck actually, I mean, this battle is I mean, Huck's probably going to win it, but that went about as good as possible for Sasquatch.
Yep.
It couldn't have gone better. Huck doesn't care, though. He says, you know, I've got more units. I'm going to keep pushing forward. But, you know, this stalker count is getting lower with additional Hydra reinforcements.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, so Huck's going to have to back up.
They're at the same food now. All of a sudden, Huck, because he charged into that concave and used all his sentry energy on Void Rays, Sasquatch is right back in this game. Huck's still winning, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got Storm done and he's on even bases, but he's not winning by...
Yeah, he took a little bit of a hit there.
Yeah, Sasquatch can win now. All of a sudden, and look at this, another great concave by Sasquatch. This time, Huck gonna back away though.
Yeah, I think Huck's still very confident that he's gonna win this game.
Yeah,
but
well, Huck could have like one probe left. He'd be very confident he's gonna win. That's how he is. He's doing some great harass though with the blink, adding 9 more gateways. He must have thought that last attack was going to kill his opponent because he built up a ton of minerals and now 9 gateways at a time being thrown down here, as well as the 4th base. Oh, knocking out the Overseer, keeping his Observer alive. That was a beautiful focus fire. I love that, going for the Overseer there.
Is he a charge?
I do not believe so.
Yeah, he doesn't. Because he's made a lot of high time. He has a lot of money. Oh. Adding on a 4th next this time.
Yeah, and he's just spending all his money on cannons, just making sure that, you know, even if he can't end the game with these stalkers.
I can't tell if Huck's being serious or not. I'm trying to understand.
You know, he's having a fun time, but...
It's like when you tell a joke in Skype. Like, you know, it's like you don't know if they know it's a joke or not.
Oh, Observer going to go down. And that's going to spell the end of his arrest. He can't, you know, without the high ground vision, he's going to lose clean every time he tries. Oh, Huck says no. He'll keep doing it. Corruptor's being added, interestingly enough. I'm trying to figure out why
Come on. Yeah, he's messing around, man.
No, but why is Sasquatch making Corruptors?
To deal with potential Colossus transition.
Yeah, but he hasn't seen anything.
He saw an Immortal?
Yeah,
earlier?
there was like an Immortal
so
in the
he
battle.
could guess, oh, okay, he's going along. Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of explains what's going on.
He has Hive Tech as well. Oh, look at this. Holding the high ground with the Nexus is his Huck. So many High Templar. There's no Vipers. Vipers would be great here, of course. So he's just like he's got an army of High Templar.
Yeah, he does.
And he's gonna keep storming.
Yeah.
Greater Spiders on. Oh, look at those storms. So beautiful. Sasquatch's whole army is just getting. Newton would be ecstatic. This is so much electricity. Not a single Zerg unit is left. Huck going so dominant in that battle. Now, yes, it's GG.
Yeah, Huck just celebrating his victory there, of course. He's got to be happy. you know, taking the 3-0. He gets to go back to MLG. He gets to participate in the Winter Championship event next week. I'm happy for him, and he gets a 3-0 over Sasquatch.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, he had some fun those games, but he did come out on top.
I like how you're like,
I was confused, man. I was so confused. I thought Newton invented electricity, which is of course not true.
No, he invented the kite. That was Ben Franklin.
No, he was the guy. He was gravity, man. They're all the same.
I know. All right, so we're done. Winter season showdowns have completed. We have our list of qualified players for the Winter Championship event. Huck being added on at the end there with a very convincing 3-0 victory over Sasquatch.
That was a nice series to end it on.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, it's good to have a lot of fun here and there, right?
Yeah. Huck brings it out for us, you know.
Yeah.
But look at that list.
Amazing
Look at that list. And you know what? If you wanted, you know, the more super serious series, there's some great ones. Let me suggest a couple.
I want to suggest some too.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give out two.
Okay.
The two I'm gonna say are definitely the Vibe Minigun. Vibe Illusion. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I was gonna do that one.
The other one I'll say is just Game 3 between Idra and Minigun. Game 3 of Idra Minigun.
Oh yes.
Was absolutely
that was
amazing.
Intriguing. Okay, mine two are MC Alive.
Oh yeah.
Thorzane Sake.
Yeah. Those are great. I mean,
and Hero Roro, just because you abandoned me in the beginning of it.
There's a lot of great ones, though. I mean, Siege Sniper Game 2. There's so many. Go check them out. YouTube.com/official MLGSC2.
Now, I want to play a game here. So I want everyone at home right now to get out a pen or get out Notepad on their computer. One of these players is going to win the championship event. I want you to write down that name right now. Who you think's going to win? Nick, you first. Wait, give them some time to think. And you can tweet at us your who you think's gonna win. I'm at axeltoss on Twitter. He's at isaxlav. And Nick, I'll give you about 10 seconds to think. We had this conversation about. Oh, really?
Yep.
That's what you said like 2 weeks ago when I asked you, or a week ago.
It is. I don't know. I know, you know, he's focusing mostly on Wings of Liberty, but Flash is so good, man. He is so good, and I think honestly, I feel right now Terran is very strong in Heart of Swarm. And Flash is a Terran his macro is able to be... Like, the Terran can play these openings so much better in opening. And Flash is a player, if you give him an inch with his macro, he'll turn into a mile without a problem.
That's a solid guess. Solid guess, Steve. I'm going to say Pult. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, Pult's been looking good, man. Oh, that's another great series. That's another great series. Pult vs. Hero. Check that one out, too.
Yes. Very convincing 3-0 there. Yeah, I mean, Pult, he's just been winning everything in Heart of the Storm lately, so I have a lot of confidence in the guy. He's also in Texas right now, a stone's throw away from Dallas, and I expect him to do really good things at the event. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let us know your guesses, guys, because that's coming up next week. We're going to be there, and we hope you guys are there as well. That officially concludes the Winter Season Showdowns. Again, if you missed anything, every single VOD from the entire Winter Season Showdowns is on YouTube right now. So go check it out if you missed anything. And of course, we'll see you at the event next week. This has been axeltoss and axslav signing off for the final time from the Winter Season Showdowns. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in Dallas.